Hi, everyone, and welcome to our monthly podcast and the first of the year with the one and only Big Joe Williams, good friend and brother, joining us to give us all of his insights, geopolitical, and of course, I'll try to support him as best I can on the financial front as we cover both things of the topics of the day. And we've got some really good information, folks, we think is going to be useful to you. At least we pray it will. That we're going to be going over. If you're new to the podcast, please do like, subscribe, and share. Helps the channel grow and others to gain the knowledge you're currently being afforded. As you know, Joe is a retired Houston police officer, retired military vet, good friend, brother in the Lord, true patriot, and has his finger on the pulse quite well. And I'm always as delighted as always to have him back on the podcast. Joe, how you doing today, brother?
I'm blessed, man. That's that phrase blessed is starting to become taboo in this community. Weird, right? But
Right.
you see what they're doing to Christians. You saw what happened at the church, right? With
Mm-hmm.
Don Lemon, we call it Donisha Lemon, but you saw what happened, what he did, right?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we even went this direction. They made, if I'm correct, 3 arrests this morning
Mm.
related to that church invasion. The 2 black females that were interviewed, and the white guy with the beard. I have videos of them. I have information on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably pull it up just as soon because I have it on my line. So, but other
That's
than
fine.
that, man, what do you think about that price of gold right now, man?
Not too shabby, huh? Not
Yeah,
too
yeah,
shabby.
gold and silver looking really good. It
think
was at
we
90.
think we kind of said something was going to happen, didn't we, Joe?
You know what? I don't know. I think we did. I think it crossed our mind or something like that.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah,
Yeah, gold's not doing much today, Joe. Only at futures markets 49.2630 and silver 96.30 and moving up.
96. Huh.
So
When I
nine.
first started purchasing my silver coins, they were around $25. So,
Smart
yeah,
move.
yeah.
Smart
So,
move.
yeah, I still have a few of them left. I had to cash some in when I got sick, and I couldn't work anymore. So, I had to reroute money because I didn't have the extra money coming in. So I said, until then, the Lord blessed me to have it in place. I'm like, okay, I have other things set up. I have other things that are in place
Yep.
that would actually help me out. But other than that, I just got I knew some more, you know, some more.
Little Boulevard.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you
Nice.
guys can get a hold of, let's see if I can put it in there without the blur.
Pull it back a little bit. It's
Uh,
hard to see with the grain. There you go. The Zims. Nice.
yeah, this is it.
Nice.
And you know what? I think I probably have to have a nice background on it. See,
I see.
this is the Boulevard.
Yep. And I got a little something I'm going to show on Zimbabwe later on after you're done, which is kind of interesting. So there's a lot to talk about, and as you folks know, we always source our stuff, so don't. It's not hyperbole, you know that. We're
Right.
going to show you.
Right.
It's pretty cool. So anyway,
But
guess first.
before we get started,
Sure.
I need to thank you. This I need to thank you for this. When
And
I say
Chris, but yeah.
this stuff tastes really good, I was like, because if you're a coffee drinker, a good, fresh, robust taste of coffee, right? You taste that, and
Mm.
I've been drinking the K cups. A lot of the K cups, looking for a good, robust coffee.
Mhm.
I'm addicted to this now. I'm addicted to this now. I'm gonna hold it up again so hopefully people can get a screenshot of it.
There you go.
I'm addicted to this stuff, man. This stuff here is good, and it don't give you the rush. You don't have the
The
fall,
jitters.
the jitters. You don't have the jitters from it, and the taste is a good bold cup of coffee. And then one day I wanted another cup, and I didn't want to use up my good stuff, right? So I went back to a K cup, and when I say it tasted like water, it tasted like a your water-based coffee. That's what it tastes
Mm.
like. I'm like, you know what? You just ruined all my K cups that I have with this. Thanks a lot, John. Really, I
No,
appreciate that. But no,
no
this stuff
problem.
is good. I love this. I love this, man. It's really good, man.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that. Well, you've been drinking coffee a lot longer than I have, so I was kind of wanting to see what you thought because I really liked it. But
Right. Right. No, it's really good. Really good.
yeah, it's funny because when I was, back with family in the holidays, Florida, during Christmas, I brought some home to family, and some of my family likes the decaf, some like the calf, whatever. And you and I are both regular calf, but they asked me where the beans came from. I didn't know, so I asked Chris. Actually, I found that there's some region in Qatar, I guess, produce some of the best beans or whatever in the world. Um,
It makes sense because they don't deal with as much smog as we do here in the United States. And that has a lot to do with it too.
True.
The
Yeah, that's
air
a good point.
quality, or them trying to poison us to death. Yeah,
Oh, you mean like here in California?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the region is if you don't have a lot of smog, it produces better wine, better coffee, even better meats.
Mm,
You don't have the high quality of smog and everything like that. But I know we got off tangent, but me and John, we go back and forth with everything. So, but
yeah.
what's going on, John? What you got today, man?
Well, I'm going to start with you as I always do. I got a bunch of stuff, but I'll start with you. Tell me, you had some really good stuff. Actually, what you have kind of marries nicely with what I'm going to share today. You had something about Davos with Howard Lutnick and how he could put the death nail on the deep
Uh,
state.
oh, Howard just, oh my God. Let me go. You know what? I have it a little later, but I'm gonna fast forward to Howard because Howard did something that, between him and Bassett.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you hear what he said about uh your governor there in
Not my guy, but yeah, nuisance,
Newscomb? Yeah.
useless. Yeah,
Yeah, oh my God. He virtually
lamb-basted him.
uh, it yeah. Now I thought that oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, yeah, I'm only gonna play. Look, I want to play his part, but I need to play. It's 2 minutes. His answer is like 2 minutes long, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna cross over into the female response and watch the first thing she says out of that, and we'll address that as soon as
We come out of it.
it's over. So
Cool.
am I shared? Yeah.
The floor is yours, good sir.
Uh, okay, now what do you see there? Let me know what you
Yeah,
see.
it's coming. It's coming up now. I see it.
All right, here it is. I'm gonna blow it up.
Dynamic.
That was in a nice way, Howard.
Dynamic. These are good words. These are all good. I'm coming to different. So I really wanted to ask
Can you hear that? The sound is sound okay?
understand
Yeah,
not
I hear it.
what your motivations are, because I get it. Like you want Greenland. It makes sense. You're proud Americans. You're advocates of President Trump's policy. What I struggle more with is how you imagine others react to this. I mean, if you put yourself in the position of your Danish counterpart, who's a proud Dane, and a loyal executor of the Danish government's position, how do you envision this going? How does this go?
Here's the first question.
Well, I think you should start at a much higher level.
Okay.
Okay. We are in Davos at the World Economic Forum. And the Trump administration and myself, we are here to make a very clear point. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first. We can have policies that impact our workers. Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies.
Yeah, you heard where he was going there, right?
Oh
Now,
yeah.
I'm
Yep.
gonna let him fish, but I just want to break it up because I don't want to get you any kind of especially on YouTube, they sticklers
Right.
for doing that. But I just need to stop it just for a second, just to say something.
Go
But
ahead.
globalization is not working. It's almost like it was a prepared speech. You can tell it was a prepared speech. But I'm gonna let him continue, but then watch her response to what he just said.
Okay, and so that is a different way of thinking. It is completely different than the WEF. I viewed the WEF as not a flagpole in the middle, but in fact, they are the flag. Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries. Why would you do that? Why would the United States of America, which has oil and natural gas, try to convert to all electricity? China does not have oil and natural gas.
Look at the looks on their face.
Electric.
Oh man.
They're cooked and they know it.
It was like let me see if it'll start back up again, because that's
They
X.
they know they just got dealt the death blow right there.
Yeah.
And then don't be America alone, right? But be America first. And I would suggest that policy is something for other countries to deeply consider, to take care of their own, and then we will work out wonderful relationships between us. But I want to point out, when America shines, the world shines. Close your eyes and think of a world without America in it. It becomes pretty dark,
Yeah.
pretty darn quickly.
Primarily because we subsidize pretty much every country on the planet. Everyone has their hand in our wallet.
Exactly.
And that's what the American people don't understand, especially these people that are out there stopping these ICE agents, the FBI and all that from doing their job. They are doing the work of these evil people. It's like, hey, get out there and put your body into place and do this. Oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to sit back here and tell you what to do. That's basically what's happening. You put your body in place so I can keep collecting your interest. Your insurance money,
Right.
or whatever I need to get from you, from these big wigs or insurance donors and lobbyists and all of that. Just you keep going out there and protesting. But that's pretty much what he's saying. It's like, without the United States, the world would be useless without the money coming from the United States.
Exactly.
But let me see if I can fast forward to her. Because after let me see. That look right there.
Tells you everything you need to know.
That was all of it.
Western Hemisphere is vital for the United States of America.
Didn't we bring that up before?
All of them.
That's right.
The Western
Can I bring
Hemisphere?
you back to Greenland?
No.
Oh, yeah.
To
Yeah.
deeply consider.
Okay.
Take care of
I had
everything,
rewinded.
and then we will work out wonderful relationships between us. But I want to point out, when America shines, the world shines. Close your eyes and think of a world without America in it. It becomes pretty dark, pretty darn quickly. When America shines, right? And everyone said, oh, you're going to do all these tariffs, you're going to destroy the world. The world's stock markets are up. Which ones of them? All of them.
Can I bring you back to Greenland?
No. It's unnecessary. The Western Hemisphere is vital for the United States of America. Our national security people are on it, and they care about it. And I'm going to leave it to them to address with our allies, with our friends, and with everyone how they work it out. But the Western Hemisphere matters to the United States of America. And the United States of America, as I've just articulated, really, really matters to the world. When America shines, the world shines, because they all need to make sure America is strong and powerful to take care of them, God forbid. And so I think America and the Western Hemisphere are vital to America, and I'm going to leave that to my national security people to address.
Right.
See, you
The rest of us, I think, are finding.
You see how frozen they are, right?
Oh yeah. They never expected this. He just
Yeah,
turned the tables on him, Joe.
right. And then he tried to divert what he was saying by, oh, can I ask you a question about Greenland? He's like, no, no, that's the Western Hemisphere. I'm gonna let someone else talk about that. But right now, I'm here to talk about this. Now, watch the. I don't know if you can see my mouse here.
Yep, I see it.
Watch her response, because he puts her on blast. And he said, look, we're friends. She said we were friends. But watch, just
harder to make that kind of separation clearly. And I would be curious to know how the representatives of the UK and Canada might want to think about these issues. Do you see them as starkly divided, as Secretary Lucknick would like us to have them? Does this logic of what's good for America
wasn't prepared at all for this
convince in this extraordinarily strong, extremely eloquent expression that we've just heard? You go first.
Thanks, Francois.
We're friends.
So I'm, well, I'm
listen,
very struck by and taken by the idea of putting your own country first and considering your own security and resilience. I think it's about 3 years ago now that I.
Okay. She said, I'm surprised that you want to put your country first. How arrogant is that?
Yeah. And out of touch.
Right.
Out of touch. And so go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because I was like, it's amazing on how arrogant and like I say, out of touch. It's like, I need to look out for my country. So what I'm saying is you need to look out for your country. That's what Luckney just said. Look, you look out for your country, because he said, how can you build electric cars and all of this, and you don't even make the batteries? And you have to depend on China in order for you to drive from part A to part B. And you can't make the batteries. You have to depend on someone else to do it. That's what Trump is telling you. Look, I warned you before, and you guys fell for it, and you fell for the okie doke, and now you're depending on someone else. Now I'm warning you again. This is what's going to happen. And I have a video of Trump giving a slight tongue lashing to Canada, because Canada, no, that was the UK that said, oh, we don't need the United States, but then he backed it up. He backtracked on it, but
retract the statement. Yeah.
But go ahead.
Before you play that, just real quick, it's the emperor has no clothes. That's what you just saw, ostensibly. Right. I think there's a lot of misinformation going out there. This we know. We're trying our best, you and I and our team, to clarify that, full stop. That's why we do these podcasts. There's some people who think that tariffs are illegal or unconstitutional. I don't know where they're getting their information from, but they have never read the Constitution, because our country collected tariffs for many, many years. And if you actually read the Constitution, we're supposed to be paying, I'm not talking about universal basic income, not that, but we're supposed to be repatriating like these dividends. That's what we used to do. We're going back to basics. He's finally sticking it back on the deep state, who's been having their hand in our pocket. It's much like akin to the dating situation in our country, where one side takes and the other side gives, and it's disproportionate, and we're not having that anymore. Similarly with the global stage, we're setting them the bill. Here's your invoice, schmucks. Thanks for playing, and you owe us for back pay for all this stuff. Sorry, not sorry. And we absolutely have every right to do the tariffs constitutionally. Now, I'm going to continue that when I go to my side financially after you're done, on what we think President Trump's secret plan might entail for the reset, but tariffs are absolutely constitutional. Go ahead.
No, they are. And what was it? 1923, I believe, was the last time we collected anything on tariffs, the amount we're doing it right now. And then 1929, we had the Great Depression. That was 29, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And
October.
All of this was based on them switching from tariff-based economy to a tax-based economy. And the tax-based economies never work if it's based on taxes, because the people that's running, they get more and more greedy. And the more greedy they are, the more money they're going to require. I say that's why you have taxes on top of taxes. And it's crazy, because when you get your paycheck, it's taxed. So in order for you to go buy groceries, you have to pay a tax to buy the groceries again. So you're getting taxed to death for what reason? Taxes they started off voluntary.
Mm-hmm.
It was a voluntary thing that should remain voluntary, but they're not going to tell you that it's still voluntary.
Still voluntary. Yep.
Right. They won't tell you that because too many people have been paying taxes. It's like, what you mean? I'm not stealing people taxes or anything like that. No.
Mm-hmm.
It's voluntary, but no, but they just keep paying it. No.
Well, you and I have talked about this in the past, Joe. If you actually go back post 1913 with the Fed, which we've covered so many times, taxes started with in Puerto Rico, ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the prohibition era, right? With liquor.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked so well, they said, hey, let's see if we can stick it on their income. Oh, we're getting away with it. Same thing with FDR in the 30s with welfare. And it's just been this lasagna layer of screwing over the people. And now we're unwinding it.
Because it worked. And
Mm-hmm.
they want to keep doing it. And now it's starting to, it caught up with them.
Right.
And now they have to deal with it. They have to deal with the chicken that came home to roost. That's basically it. It's like everyone is starting to become aware of the fact that taxes are illegal and
unconstitutional.
I mean, it's unconstitutional. If anything, look at what happened in Minnesota. It's going to be shown in pretty much all Democratic states. And even here, this is not a Democratic state. It's a Republican state, but it's still happening here as well. But Minnesota is basically on the board now, and they're going to show you that all this tax money that you've paid is gone. Where is it? It's in the hands of people who don't respect the system. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to say anything ill about any other race, but when 87% of your people is stealing this money, illegally taking and accepting this money, no, it's your people. So that means that someone knows something and he's passing it on to someone else, and they're doing the exact same thing to get money. So for them to do that, no. But,
well, I mean, greed is greed, no matter what color it comes in. It's a hard issue. You know, it's Satan. It's spiritual warfare. But no, I mean, absolutely right. And that needs to get righted too. And I think, we're working towards that. So continue, please.
All right. Now, I have to play this. This is more on the comedic side. Now, he's talking about Newsom here. And I'm going to have to show you the picture as soon as he's done. But I'm going to show you the picture of the two people he's talking about. I think I saved it. Let me make sure.
You got us in suspense.
Okay, there it is. All right, here we go. Here we go.
I think it's very, very ironic that Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros. And Davos is a perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry. And I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And I can tell my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
Thank you very much.
Let me know if you need any further clarification.
Was there a video for that, Joe, or is that just audio?
No. Oh, there was a video. You didn't see it?
I didn't see the video, no.
God. I clicked on it.
It's all right. There we go. I see it now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just when I clicked on it. But
it's all right.
Yeah.
Here's Patrick
people.
Bateman.
Okay, I can send you the video for
No, that's okay.
Ironic that, Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros, and the Davos is a perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry. And I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And I can tell my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
Thank you very much.
Let me know if you need any further clarification.
I think it's, let me stop it. Yeah, but he said these are the two people that he compared Newscom.
Very, very.
Close that out quick. These are the two people. This is the dog that he was talking about with Newscom.
Yeah.
And I got this from George. So, and here's a cross between these two is Newsom. And I was like, oh, he couldn't have been more spot on.
Totally. Gavin, useless, worthless.
Yeah.
As someone who actually unfortunately lives in the state for the moment, on my way out of this dump, some great people here, don't get me wrong, but some not great people as well. I've watched this place just be, and I'm in one of the better areas, as you know, watched this place just become an absolute dumpster fire, abysmal failure at every possible turn. The people here have been drinking the brown water so long, they actually have grown accustomed and think it's good for them, even though they know deep down it should not be. They've been trapped, and it's horrible. I mean, it's like
right.
A lot of people want to get out of here, but they feel they can't because their families are here. And I just, my heart goes out to them because they deserve better. And we're interviewing Lewis Herms now, who's running for governor, and he's got some bold plans, and it just needs to change. Full stop.
And just a little.
I call him Gavin Newscom. When you think about it, he's kind of retarded. People say he's gay because of the way he moves. He's always doing his weird
of course,
when he talks. But I don't care about that. I just think he's incompetent and retarded. They say he likes to watch. Remember, his wife had sex with Harvey Weinstein. Remember that? She said his penis looked like a fish. If you think about it, it was probably a small little fish, like a baby goldfish. Anyway, Gavin was probably sitting on his little cuck chair watching, believe me. I call him Gavin.
That's funny.
When you think about it.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
Somebody did that. I don't know who did it, but someone did it.
Genius.
Oh, man.
Genius. What else you want to show us?
I wanted to show you what he said about looking for it now. I got to show you this one.
Never a dull moment with you, Joe.
Oh no, never. It never is.
Without the Americans,
right. Never is.
Answer to the question of this panel, can Europe?
I can't see the video, so
yeah, I'm switching it on.
Oh, just to let you know.
You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Now, this is what I was talking about, the European prime minister, how he talks about he don't need the United States, but then 15 minutes later, it's 11 minutes later. 11 minutes later, he changes changes his tune. Watch this.
First is a direct answer to the question of this panel, can Europe defend itself? My answer is unequivocally yes.
Without the Americans.
Without the Americans, I mean,
How?
well, look,
But you're relying on them for these key elements. You've said earlier that Europe can defend itself without the Americans. If it comes down,
not exact. That's not a quote.
And this was 11 minutes later.
11 minutes later.
Yeah, 11 minutes later, and you changed that.
Let me backtrack and walk this back.
My God, he backtracked big time. This was the arrest of the big mouth, the bearded guy that jumps in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
This happened today. See if I can get a better picture of him. And he was one of the ones that invaded the church. So this was I stuck this right there, and I should have moved it back a little farther. But there were 3 arrests made on that. But these are all the criminal records of people that's been arrested in Minnesota that they're fighting against. It's like, okay, these people are I'm just gonna click on it real quick just so you can see it. I don't want to open up. There it is. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get, the algorithm to pick it up.
Understood.
But you see, like some of the titles of some of these things, these people are being arrested, and you have all those people in Minnesota stopping them from making arrests. So, but back to, it was one more video. Oh, she was arrested as well. This lady here. And, this right here was on your boy Mark Z's channel. It was in Japanese at first, but then someone thought to go ahead and translate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm all over the place, but I just want to.
That's all right.
Real quick.
We'll cover that.
But here it is: California Chase Bank story. Set a dinar redemption appointment for the 30th. So someone has a confirmed appointment set for the 30th, and it says bankers said the RV will be done well before that, which is what we talk about. It's going to be done before the public goes.
Mm-hmm.
And with it being set for the 30th, that's confirmation that it's going to be done within the next week or two. We're really the next week. It's the rest of this week and all of next week.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'll cover that. I'll cover that in a second, but I just want to let you roll through it.
And I'm trying to find the one video. Oh, here, I think this is it. Okay. And this is Trump's response to that video where he said he didn't need America. He can, but Canada said that they didn't need us also. But this is the response.
I've never started
to
wouldn't have started if
to
a giant
what's Canada's prime minister? What's his name? I can't think his name right now.
Anyway.
Carney, you mean?
Carney.
A giant ocean. It's a war that should have never started, and it wouldn't have started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out.
Come on, X.
People will.
Come on, X.
Be prosecuted for what they did.
X is really doing me now.
It's probably news, but it should be.
Okay, no, I think this is the one.
Dealing good press. I always say it. Strong.
Okay, no, this is the one he's talking about.
Rigged election.
Yeah, because it's going to keep. It's going to
just keep rolling. Yeah.
There's
a deal in principle, I believe I heard today with Greenland. What is it? The billion or something, I think, is the number they're discussing to do it.
Yeah. They have something in place. I'm going to go ahead and stop.
Strong elections, free.
My computer is
elections.
It's glitching.
Yeah, it's doing some things, and it's not even stopping, and it won't even let me close the window up.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, let me jump in so you can adjust your stuff. I'll just kind of, backfill like what you're doing on the financial side. And we'll talk about obviously the reset and all the normal stuff we typically cover. Okay, so let's start with this picture here, Joe. When you can see this.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. So, breaking news sources: Trump's envoy to Iraq, Mark Savaya, has begun interviewing in the file selecting the prime minister, ministers to ensure no person will be in the factions of Iranians. So, no more corrupt Iranian proxies. They think they're going to put Nouri al-Maliki in there. Ain't happening, right? That's done. The Iraqis, as well as Trump, have given him the green light to make a pick. They must be a Iraqi citizen in the Republic of Iraq. Where does that sound familiar, Joe? The Republic of America. Countries copy each other, restore the republic, right? So that's the first one. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to start.
The Republic of Iraq. Am I correct?
Republic of Iraq. Yes, sir. You are correct. Now,
so in order for them to be consider themselves the Republic of Iraq, that means that some steps have been made for them to retain that title. Am I right?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying.
This is a popular picture everybody has seen. This was taken, by the way, I was looking into, we looked at more deeply, August of last year. So it's recent. Trump was Savaya seen with Saddam notes, dinar notes, and coins. Now, people are getting this misconstrued. They're misunderstanding. So let's clarify, Joe. This is important.
Right.
Of course, the people are like, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying in general, a lot of people are looking to surface level. Oh, the Saddam notes are out of circulation. Duh, we know. That happened in October of 2003 when Bush did his executive order. This is not about the Saddam Hussein notes viability. This is a calm. What is the calm? The calm is 2026 is the golden age, a return home, a return to the center coming full circle.
Yeah, look at his hat. What does his hat say?
Right. America's back. Let's make Iraq great again. Make America great again. The countries copy each other, right? So that's the simple calm. It's not as hard as some people are making it. It's a lot more simplistic. That's why we want to break this down. Now, let me show you the next one here that ties into this. All these things correlate, as you know. You're very familiar, and so is our audience. I just show Communist News Network to show that even the fake news is admitting this, because they know most people don't understand in the public. Iraq fully announces withdrawal of U.S. forces from its what? Federal territory.
Right.
That said nothing about the borders. Where did they go? They went to the borders. Why did they go to the borders? What happens, Joe, at the borders? Business and trade and commerce. What would the bad guys like to do under a corrupt Iranian proxy regime? Keep the borders blocked up from business and trade going forward. So why are the troops there? Because they're facilitating Iraq coming back to the international stage at the borders where trade and commerce happens. That's why this is so significant. Hasn't happened in 23 years, right?
Not just that. You look at the conflict between them and Iran as well.
Yes.
So because Iran is going straight to hell right now.
Oh yeah, they're
people
done.
are rising and trying to do away with the present administration.
Mm-hmm.
And Amina just sent me. I already have that, but I don't think I even put it on here. The 31 countries the 31
allegedly, yeah, they're not all going to go at the same time. I've heard that. No, it starts
the first basket though. It just shows with the ones that are in the basket.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let's clarify that, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In order for that's not going to happen, and here's why. If for a country to come back internationally, there's steps that have to be taken. Look at all the steps Iraq has had to take, right? They got to get rid of the corrupt Iranian proxy regime. They've got to change the international laws. They've got to bring out the small notes and coins, right? They have to ratify the laws. They have to bring out the HCL 140. They have to have the custom tariffs. They have to have the troops at the border. There's a whole host of things. I'm just rattling off some seminal examples. None of those other countries have done any of those steps to come back internationally. It isn't just a matter of we want to revalue and that's that. Because if that were the case, this would have happened a long time ago, right? So that's why I'm saying that's not going to happen that way.
Well, I guess you're looking at it from a different point of view. I mean, I get what you're saying. You're 100% right. But what I'm saying in the first basket, first of all, what's the deadline on the basket? There are no deadlines to where these countries can't get in and do the same thing. They may be in the first tranche of countries that has to get their stuff together in order to either revalue or devalue their currency during this first basket. So these are the countries that are up first to go ahead and revalue, devalue, to bring a balance to I just wrote that in my script. Bring a balance to the country. So
Yeah, though the countries are already devaluing because, like I showed you that article last week on Telegram, what are you seeing? Record high stock market, record high precious metals, record high housing issues, right? We have 367,000 houses being repossessed by the bank and more to come. I was just talking to my realtor in Tennessee, and she's telling me that even Nashville, that's usually the anomaly, is starting to go down. By March, April, they're like we thought, end of the first quarter, early second quarter, you're going to see a major price reduction because we're watching for the stock market correction / crash to come in, right? So, you know, Vietnam's already done. They're in the WTO. They're part of BRICS. They got one of the most, we've talked about this, most robust GDPs in Asia. They're a third higher or more than their counterparts like Thailand and China, even China, right? With all the manufacturing and the workforce and all the natural assets, they're good to go. This is about regime change across the board. That is, they could do this like that if they want to, but there has to be a systematic process. But Iraq, I'm still going to maintain, is going to lead the way. Now,
no, I'm not denying that. No, I agree with you on that. I agree 100% on that. I believe you're going to have Iraq is going to be the first, and the others will follow. But as far as the countries that are in the session behind that, matter of fact, I can pull it up for you right now if you want.
Yeah, you can do, and I'm not disputing that those countries aren't going to go. I'm just saying that let's pump the brakes a little bit on the objective that we have to have certain things be set up for them to be international. You know what I mean? There's a process.
Right. No, this is the list that I'm pretty sure that Amina was talking about. About the countries that are that's going to go, and it and if you look at the first six, is we're 100% right, and we all have. And I just showed you the two of them.
Joe, zoom in over number 6. I want to point something out. Put your cursor over it. Zimbabwe gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Their bonds are going to be backed by gold, not oil.
How much gold did they find in what was it last year? They all of a sudden just found, we just stumbled upon something like 300 billion cubic. I don't even know how you measure gold.
I'd have to go back and look at the numbers. I don't have it offhand, but they're tripping over it everywhere they go. But I'm just saying there are some people who think that their bonds are invaluable or not valuable or worthless. They're going to find that that's not true. That's not true. That at the highest levels of our government are backing them. That's all I'm going to say about that. And so not everybody has the same access to the same information. Some do the best they can, understandably, but not all things are shown, right? It takes time for things to be revealed. So let me show something real quick just to stay on this track.
I clipped mine closed, but
okay. Sorry. Good list though.
Yeah, this is like I said, this is the Bolivar.
I see it.
Venezuela. I bought these the same day that Trump went in and got Maduro. I bought those, and I went ahead and bought some more of these. So and you know, people just have to pay attention to what's going on, especially with gold and silver, because like we said at the very beginning, gold is it's approaching $5,000. So
well, gold and silver are the underlayments that are going to make everything else happen, right? So if you want the reset to be sped up, get some skin in the game if you can with precious metals, because you take it away from the central banks. You put it back in your hands. Every time silver goes up an ounce, it shorts the banks $1 billion in their balance sheets.
Yes. You know,
massive.
I think I had that screen open when I was showing this. So let me.
I see it. Yep.
And like I said, this is the Venezuelan Bolivar. Now,
which denomination is that, Joe?
This is see if
is that the digitales or the?
These are the
Huertas.
The Bolivars. These are just regular Bolivars. These are not digitales.
Right, but they're the different denomination. I'm just trying to see what your denomination is. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so let me just run through this real quick, Joe. So this came up today. Trump, you mentioned it already, gets Greenland deal, and Mark Savaya is going to Iraq on Saturday. He's trying to get ahead of the storm that 2/3 of the country is going to be dealing with. Not so much you and I, unfortunately, but my home hometown of the Northeast in New England, and of course, my future in the South. God bless the South. They're going to be dealing with it. Trump said we're going to have the coldest winter in many decades. Gee, maybe he's a time traveler because it's coming to pass. Who knew? But this is big. So Savaya's getting over there. So things are coming into position. Now, this is going to make you laugh. I know it did me, but this
is the coldest winter because we're getting ready to get hit with a cold winter. Go ahead.
No, yeah. This is the narrative that's actually being put out. The Bank of England must plan for financial crisis sparked by what? Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
So this is up your street with the geopolitical, right? Trump's going to be the one to announce the alien life, Epstein files, JFK, all that stuff. This is the cover that they're going to use to try to explain away a potential cyber attack. When they close the banks down, don't panic, folks. Just have cash on hand, food, water, precious metals, right? If you've been stacking, you know. For 3 or 4 days, they might shut the banks down and reset the system. And this is the cover they're going to use for the normies to make this happen. But even the Bank of England, as you can see, January 16th, is putting this out. You can't make this stuff up. It's been talked about for years. It's many people have brought this up in the know. Now I want to show you one other quick thing here regarding Zimbabwe, which we thought was important. This is a video that came up on Zimbabwe on WhatsApp. Nelson Chamisa, you can still see him there. He's still present. He's just letting you know in this video he's around and he's still moving forward to take action to reclaim his rightful country as a sovereign nation. So, the point is he's still out there. He's alive and well. This is the Trump of Zimbabwe. Even the gold tie is a com right there, right? We talked about that. So I know there's some people out there saying Zimbabwe is going to be worthless and all that. And I know they believe that. And I know they mean well. They've done their diligence. They've done what they can do in their purview of research, but not all things. This isn't a competition. Okay. I don't care about, we're not here to tear anybody down. We're just trying, we want to separate fact from fiction. We don't want to leave money on the table for people, right? So hold not financial advisors, not financial advice, hold your Zim bonds. They're not worthless. They're priceless. This is the breadbasket to the world.
And it wouldn't have been on that page that I just showed you if it wasn't true. It wouldn't have been there. People have been posting this for years. It's just they try to discourage people from getting it or holding on to it. But I have something to add on to what you just said earlier.
Go for
it. I want to share.
Real quick, Joe, while you're doing that, let's go to a point of emphasis about Zimbabwe. I gave you a clue there as much as I'm allowed to share. At the highest levels, they're backing this, and it's backed by gold, not oil.
Right.
Gold.
By gold. Yeah. Precious metals. Yeah, it's going to be precious metals. So
let me ask another critical question, because we talked about this a couple of years ago. Remember, China wanted in at $300 million, which is lowballing Zimbabwe. It's insulting their intelligence. They wanted to invest $300 million to mine in Zimbabwe. Why would they do that if that country has no value?
Exactly. And
oh, come on. I mean,
it's right there. It's written right. It's too obvious that they knew something was going on. They knew something was happening there. But check this out. This is something to co-sign what you just said. Listen closely.
Aliens exist and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief. In an interview with an Israeli newspaper, he said the aliens have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. NBC News chief global correspondent Bill Neely explains this one.
Hi, Alison. Well, this is quite a story, and it comes from the man who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years. Chaim Eshed is making the extraordinary claim that the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years, not immigrants, but extraterrestrials. He has called them the Galactic Federation of Aliens, and he says President Trump is aware of the existence of these aliens and had been on the verge of revealing their secrets, he claims, but was asked not to do so by the Federation in order to prevent what he calls mass hysteria. Well, the retired general says the US and Israel have kept it from the public because, quotes, humanity isn't ready and the aliens don't want to reveal themselves until humanity can evolve, he says, and understand what space really is. Well, the good news is that he claims an agreement has been reached between the US government and the aliens, a contract to do experiments here. There's also, he says, a secret underground base on Mars where there are American and alien representatives.
You heard what he just said, right? You heard what he just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said that the underground base where Americans, so they're already there.
Yeah.
That's basically it. They're already there. They're
Space
already
Force.
But no, it was just ironic that you said that, and I had that video queued up, ready to go in the folder.
Predictive programming, they always have to tell you the fake news before it comes out. They have to divulge it.
Right. Exactly.
So, things are not what they seem. They never are, right? And two things can be true in the same space, right? So things have not been revealed. That's what's happening right now. And that's what's so exciting is we're watching. I mean, Joe, we're not even at the end of the month yet. And look at all the things that have already happened.
Yeah, this is blowing up, man. It's blowing up right in our faces, man.
Oh, yeah. I can, and I think you would agree. I think you made a prediction. We were talking before we recorded. I think we're going to easily see at the rate we're going, we're going to see silver over $100 before the end of the month and gold over 5,000, no problem. It's already kissing that now.
Well, you're gonna agree with me on this one. It's at 96 now. I believe it'll probably touch 97 by tomorrow. Then it'll take a dip in the weekend because that's when banks can start manipulating, moving stuff around to try to lower the cost, the price of it. But then Monday's going to come. It's going to bounce back up to 96, and then by probably Tuesday or Wednesday, it'll probably hit a solid 100.
I mean,
not go over
unless the central banks just continue to have a voracious appetite of scarfing it up, which they clearly do. But not just that. What's exciting for me to see, and I think you would agree, is finally the retail investors slowly is starting to catch on and go, oh, something's going on here, which makes them think, well, if metals are going up, what's going down? The dollar. Because people, unfortunately, in the normies, they look at the Dixie, the dollar index, and say, oh, well, the Dixie's high. It's artificial because when you go to buy things, your purchasing power is less. So it still costs more of those paper dollars to buy what you normally buy. So if it's so strong, why don't you have better purchasing power?
Right. And I hate the term inflation because people think inflation, but they can still buy a loaf of bread. But no, it's kind of a twisted term because when the dollar is inflated, that means it's going to cost you more dollars to purchase this one item.
Correct.
And the more dollars that it goes, the lower the value of the dollar. And that means they keep printing this money, and you're reducing the value of it because you keep printing it. That's why gold is going up, because God is not making gold anymore.
There's plenty of gold, but there's not enough silver. That's the issue.
He's not making silver anymore. You just got to mine. You got to mine for it. But like I said, but the scarcity of gold and silver that's on, that we have now that's moving in the economy right now, it's going to keep driving the price up, and it's going to draw the price of gold back up too. So it's right there.
Not to mention, Trump is going to audit the Fed in Fort Knox here.
He already did. He already did.
Yeah. Optically. Right. I meant optically. You're right. And yeah, because he baked.
Let me just add this caveat.
No,
now,
go ahead.
people just don't get Trump. Now, if Trump brings it up, see, Trump, he won't associate with losing. He will not associate his name with losing anything. So if he brings it up, that means it's already done. It's already done in place. That means he is something else that he can notch in the victory belt. He's just letting you know, hey, I don't know. Some people out here are telling me that this is going on. That means that he already knows. That means it's already done. Maybe we should audit the Fort Knox. That means you already did it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, just like the Fed and the Treasury in 2020 during COVID, when he baked the Fed and the Treasury, he already did it, and now he has a narrative 6 years later to say, "Hey, I think we should do this." Right. So nothing I've picked up about President Trump so far, too, because he's got a secret plan. We were talking about that, right? So let's talk about that real quick before I bounce back to you.
Right.
So notice on January 3rd, we had Sandy Marecki on, as we normally do, and she said her contacts at the Air Force were telling her that he had been planning the invasion of Maduro for a couple months. Now, we don't even think that's the real Maduro, but that's an aside, right? For optics. He never talked about it much, but he just did it. And the things he talks about, he doesn't do right away, or there's a delay, like with what's going on with Iran. Attacks are imminent, then it doesn't happen.
Right.
Now, I brought this up on my report last week. I don't know if you saw it, but who closed off airspace, Joe, to the U.S. last week?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, it was right there in Iran.
Saudi Arabia.
Everything is, I believe China was the only one that was able to get in there. And because I think Iran actually has a deal with China as far as buying supplies and oil and all that other stuff. So, but they're creating the illusion that Iran and China are in cahoots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
BRICS.
It was Iran that closed off their airspace.
Actually, Saudi Arabia.
I mean,
yeah. No, that's okay. Saudi Arabia closed it off. Saudi Arabia said nothing about that they couldn't invade Iran using drones like we/Israel did last June. Remember that when we, as a team, talked about it, and then it happened, by God's design, whatever, a day or two later. So my point is, I think Saudi Arabia is either going to attack Iran and blame it on Israel, or what Trump is doing is trying to piss off the Zionists and inflame them and get them to take action and do what the media will dub the grave mistake by Israel, which will lead to the grave surrender that Kim Clement talked about. And we want you folks to be over the target, because don't be looking at Israel, be looking at Iraq. Why do you think it's a coincidence Savaya's in there this weekend making preparations? Tells me that this tipping point of when things seem at their worst are, getting faster and faster in motion.
Right. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
So, well, that's all I got. Anything else you want to share?
Well, one more slight video.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if everyone has been watching. Man, I'm getting people are texting, call. That's why if you see me looking down,
you're getting blown up.
Apple Watch, my Apple Watch, and my texting, and then the VA just called me, so I'll call them back in a few seconds. But if you watch today, Jack Smith testified today, and he could not answer any question from conservatives. Now, don't get me wrong, the Democrats were running defense, basically like they always do. They had to bring up Trump. They had to bring up Epstein. They had to bring up all of this stuff instead of focusing in on the reason why they're there. But I several videos, that clips that I have, and if you're part of our group, I'm gonna go ahead and post them once I hack them down a little bit.
No worries.
But here's one right here I thought was intriguing.
Campaign officials as witnesses. You subpoenaed, millions of documents. You had.
Hopefully, this is the edited version of it, because I bounced around on it. So.
Civilian witnesses. You had political leaders. You had campaign officials that work with the president. Folks who were in the room. And after all of this, sir, you charged a conspiracy, and notably absent, there was no insurrection charged. Who were in the room.
Yes, I bounced around.
And after all, he charged, and there was only one defendant, correct? Donald Trump.
That is correct.
Despite 6 co-conspirators identified in the indictment, only one person was charged. Is that correct?
Yes.
Despite there being an unprecedented criminal scheme, you did not find it necessary to charge anybody else who was admittedly, by your own evidence, involved in a criminal conspiracy that amounted to an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy.
Yes. At the time of
Okay, and I can let it run, but I'm gonna break it down real quick just to let you know what that attorney was doing. It's real quick. He wanted to establish that you had him indicted for conspiracy. In order for there to be a conspiracy, it had to be more than 2 people in order for it to be considered a conspiracy. And his question was, all right, you filed conspiracy charges on Donald Trump, the only person in there, and you say you have a conspiracy. Shouldn't you have filed on everybody? No, he didn't. You only filed on one person, and that one person was Donald Trump. They basically, throughout the entire hearing, they showed that he was being biased in everything he did, and it was all geared towards trying to file charges and prevent Trump from running for president. But I recommend everyone go in and just look it out, search it out, and find it and watch. You probably won't be able to stomach the Democrats questioning, which you can't. I can never sit through it. That's why I let it go ahead like 30 minutes, and then I'll go and watch. That way I can fast forward. But other than that, yeah, that happened today.
Cool. Well, great, Joe, as always, brother. Great research. And just for your edification audience, Joe and I on the team, we have an inside text group, obviously, where we go back and forth and disseminate information seemingly on at this point, a 5-minute by 5-minute basis, sometimes less. So it's like being in a snow globe of information. It's hard to keep up, but we'll do our best. If you look at our Telegram, you can see we're posting consistently there. So Joe, as we wrap up for today, any last words for the audience? And again, where can people find your work?
Condition based, just regular condition based on YouTube. I'm preparing to start my show back up again. I'm looking for intros and trying to get this computer to work right, because it's been sick. So I have a hard drive. That's what I'm about to do when I leave. Once we get off here, I'm about to download everything, and I have to wipe this computer clean. If you're a reader, go pick up my book right here, Blindsided, the Strong Will Survive. This is one of 4 that we're working on right now. Also, one more thing, John, don't forget.
Go ahead.
Noble Gold.
Yes. Oh, let me tell them about this. There's a story here, folks. So, okay. So let me just go through the whole thing. You know, we have great sponsors on our podcast for the currencies. We have a link there in the description, in the video below. And of course, Noble Gold is our chief sponsor for the channel and for the precious metals. Now, if you're wanting to look at getting, either retail metals or a 401k conversion, just at least fill out the form and get some information. It costs you nothing. They're not high pressure. They're very good, consultative. They're one of the top 3. They've been ranked consistently as one of the top 3 metals companies in the U.S. X22 uses them. Dave Hodges, we're going to be working with him in the future. Really good dude. And so we try really hard on this channel to, surround ourselves with the most above board reputable people. You've seen Colin come on, the CEO. So you're seeing the face of the company being very transparent. But just use our code GD Metals under Noble Gold Investments. And I made a recommendation to their marketing team when Joe gets his channel back up, which you just heard him say he's working on. So in the future, he's going to have them as a sponsor on his channel. So for his audience, if they want to get precious metals from him, I highly encourage that. And because I want to see him do well. And you folks are not going to be aligning yourself with a company. You're going to have to worry about whether you're going to get the fair pricing or you're going to actually get delivery on the metals, because price is one thing, but being able to get it is something else. I think we saw during COVID when they did the whole toilet paper towel thing, and they dangled a carrot in front of us. Oh, we only have limited supply. It's not going to be that kind of a bait and switch thing. So that's that.
Yeah, if you have a retirement, one thing I was reading up on, I was reading on the website, 401ks, retirements, and all of that. I still have some left in mine that considering. I was trying to figure out if I was going to portion of all of it, which is probably going to be all of it, to be honest with you, and I'm going to convert it over into gold and silver. So, so if you do have like a 401k, and look, and one thing about this, and I noticed for a lot of other sites as well, that if you do convert it, it's not being taxed when you do the conversion.
Right.
Yeah, it's easily transferred over. And if you're looking at gold and silver price right now, it'd be beneficial to do it as soon as possible, because I'm not trying to rush you. We're not financial people or anything.
Advisors.
We're not. We're only telling you what we're doing and how we're benefiting. Because like I said, when I was buying silver, it was at $28 and it's $96 now. That should tell you something. So just pay attention to what's going on around, just turn the page and read a little farther. Don't listen to the media, because they're not going to tell you the truth, because they want you to stay, if I can use this term, stay on the plantation. And that applies with the black and white community. It doesn't matter what race it is, because they orchestrated all of this for us to stay in this box. And they're going to keep us fighting with each other by this race crap and all this other stuff, because they know the best way to take care of people is to keep them like this. Right. If they find out that they can do this, we're screwed. But if we can keep them like this, we can take advantage of them. And that's what they're doing right now. That's why you see all of these liberal people that's fighting that fight for these politicians in Minnesota. They're doing the work for them, and they're trying to keep us all separated. But just pay attention to the financial market. And if it goes to 100 next week, oh my God.
I think there's a high chance it will.
Yeah, if silver touch 100 by Tuesday, it's gonna take off. It is. It's gonna take off after that day, because once it hit 100, it's over. It's over, and they won't be able to contain it.
I mean, the U.S. Mint. I mean, they set their own prices, but I mean, they've set it at 170.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, it's just it's
going to take.
It is what it is. I mean, this is time. It's just time for this is the year of action. This is the year of, really what this is, Joe, is like close Leviticus 25, 9-12 in the Hebraic calendar, the debt jubilee, people returning back to their families, their land. It's a reset of the land. It's a reset of people going home again.
The life reset. It's basically
exactly. So
the debt jubilee is actually biblical too. A lot of a lot of people don't know that. When they hear that word debt jubilee and all of that, no, that's not just a regular term. It's in the Bible. Mm-hmm. It's in the Bible under debt jubilee. Just look it up. It is there. Yep. And while y'all looking it up, have you a cup of coffee.
I love it. I love it.
A cup of coffee while you're doing. Oh, can I get it focused? There it is. There it is.
Yeah. I know if you didn't like it, you would have told me. So.
Oh no, John, this is good. This is as a matter of fact, I'm going to make another cup because I have to wipe this computer clean. So I'll be in here all day. So
and you drink what, 2-3 a day?
About three. And like I said, this is the second bag. This one's almost gone. So.
Yeah, it doesn't last very long, but it's worth it. Let me tell you.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's good to me. So I
like it. So I don't know. Might be worth taking a look, folks.
Too. It's anti-aging coffee.
Yeah.
See if I can get people to see.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, it's anti-aging coffee, Awakened Vitality Premium Blend. It's very, very, very good. Very good. I love it.
Cool. Well, I'm glad it served you well. So. Joe, thanks for joining us as always in the podcast. We appreciate you, brother. I'll talk to you later on today, and have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you again shortly.
All right, John. Hey, take it easy, man, and hit me later, man.
I will.